So, you're planning to buy a home in Wilmington with a VA loan? Awesome. You're in exactly the right place. One of the very first hurdles you're going to run into is the appraisal cost. In this quick explainer, we're going to break down exactly how much you should budget for it in 2026 so you can walk in with total confidence. Okay, let's dive right in. It's the big one, right? The question that's probably floating around in your head because it's so important for your budget. Well, we are not going to make you wait. Let's get right to the official numbers you need for your 2026 home purchase in Wilmington. And there it is, $600 to $775. That's the key range you need to lock into your memory for a VA home appraisal in Wilmington. But, and this is a big but, what you actually pay is going to depend on the kind of home you're buying. So let's break that down a bit more. Right, so the crucial point here is that this isn't just one flat fee for everybody. The cost is going to change depending on the property, and knowing which bucket your dream home falls into, well, that's the key to nailing down your exact budget. Okay, take a look at how specific these numbers are. These are not just estimates or wild guesses. They are the absolute maximum fees set by the VA for the entire state of Delaware. That means whether you're eyeing a condo downtown or a duplex in the suburbs, there's a hard ceiling on what you can be charged. No surprises. For the vast majority of you using a VA loan in Wilmington, this is your magic number. Seriously, if you're looking at a classic single-family home, one of those beautiful Wilmington row homes, or a condo, the max appraisal fee you need to plan for is $600. Simple as that. You can see it so clearly here. The costs just step up with how complex the property is. You're at $600 for a standard home, but it jumps all the way to $775 for a multifamily property. And that price difference makes sense, right? It reflects all the extra work the appraiser has to do, because they're not just looking at the home, they're analyzing its potential as a rental income source too. So, you might be wondering, are these just some local averages someone pulled out of a hat? Not a chance. These are official, honest-to-goodness numbers, and knowing where they come from is going to help you trust them when you're making your budget. So, what does all that official jargon actually mean for you? It's pretty simple. These prices aren't being set randomly by some appraiser or lender in Wilmington. Nope. They're part of a standardized schedule that covers the entire state. This whole system is designed to make sure things are fair and predictable for veterans, no matter where in Delaware you decide to buy. Now, I know what you're thinking. You see that 2021 date and you're like, wait a minute, isn't that a little old? But that's not how it works. Until the VA issues a brand new directive, this is the official rulebook. So for all your 2026 planning, these are the solid, reliable numbers you can take to the bank. Okay, money is only half the battle when you're under contract for a house. The other critical thing you absolutely have to manage is your time. So, how long should you expect this whole VA appraisal thing to take? 10 business days. That's the official benchmark. That's the VA's timeliness requirement for an appraiser in Delaware. Now, that's the window from when the appraiser officially says, I'll take it, to when they actually deliver that finished report to your lender. So how do you turn that 10 days into a real-world strategy? First off, play it safe. Build a 2-week buffer right into your contract timeline, just for the appraisal. Super important to remember, that 10-day clock doesn't start when your lender orders it, it starts when the appraiser accepts the job. And, always be ready for a little more time if you're buying something complex, or it's the super busy spring and summer home buying season. Okay, we've gone over the costs, we've gone over the timeline, and I know it can feel like a lot of moving parts. So let's just pull this all together into a simple, easy-to-use cheat sheet for your Wilmington home purchase. Look, if you remember nothing else from this, remember this. For a standard house or condo in Wilmington, budget $600. If you're stepping up to a 2 to 4 unit multifamily property, budget up to $775. And for your timeline, plan on at least 10 business days, which really means writing a 2-week buffer into your contract is absolutely the smartest play you can make. So here's the real question. How are you going to use this info? See, by knowing the exact costs and timelines right from the start, you're not just guessing anymore. You're planning. You're building a real strategy. You are now way better prepared to negotiate your contract and manage your budget. And that puts you a huge step ahead on your journey to owning a home.